Today we're testing out the 7Artisans 35mm F1.4, currently testing the video autofocus on my T4. So let's jump out of frame and see how it fares. Anything to note regarding the speeds, just on standard settings, close focusing, focus breathing, that is that test done. We're going to look at this thing up close as always, get some random tests on the go, and then after my waffle, you know the crack, it'll be over to you. So yeah, let's just crack on. Well, that was fun. Bit more. Oh, how I've missed you, 7Artisans boxes with your unique packing. There we go. Making a bit of a meal of this, aren't we? So USB cable for firmware upgrades, fair enough, decent. Warranty, silica gel, do not eat. And the lens itself feels pretty light. It's supposed to be metal, I guess aluminium. Feels okay actually. Hood, well wedged on there. Let's get that in place. It's fairly similar to the XC range. So the USB port has a cover on it. We won't mess with that for now. Manual focusing, actually pretty decent. No aperture ring, but this thing goes 1.4 to 16. Let's just pop this off. Filter size 62mm. Minimum focusing 35 centimeters. Not too bad. No weather sealing here. All decent on the back. That is absolutely fine. So STM autofocus motor in there, 181 without the caps and the hood. Yeah, feels absolutely fine on the T50. Happy with that. Focal length, full frame equivalent, of course, 52.5mm, 43.5 degrees angle of view. There are only 7 diaphragm blades, 8 elements in 5 groups, so we'll see how we get on. I think it's about a 0.07 times or 1.1 to 7.6 magnification ratio. Yeah, not a lot else that needs to be said. I think it looks absolutely fine. First impressions, yeah, good, but how does it fare out and about? Let's find out. I've had this interesting little lens since February. Yeah, it's been a while. And the build and handling have stood up to the test of time. I'm happy on that front. It's very easy to use. Yeah, there's no aperture ring as usual. The hood, solid, much needed. And yeah, I think it's a good looking lens, although seem to have lost that cover for the USB-C port and be here somewhere. Anyway, yeah, annoyingly, no firmware has arrived to make it work properly with my T4, but the only issues I've had are the need to restart occasionally and it not working properly with the IBIS of the camera. So nothing that's affected pretty much the rest of my evaluation of this one. Now, I know on autofocus, it's not amazing, and for us Fujifilm shooters, that's saying something. Maybe the firmware, when it comes, will help. Now in the intro, you'd have seen it in video mode. It's kind of iffy too. this is a lens that falls into that cheap character bracket when it comes to image quality. Maybe you're not noticing that it's a complete loss, because it's not. And in fact, for some shooters, it'll actually be a bonus. Wide open performance is good. The lens does reach its best performance at f8 though. Sharpness overall, okay. Very usable, wide open in my opinion. Color rendering, not bad. Contrast, just good. Hence, you need that hood. Chromatic aberration can be an issue in certain circumstances, but generally it's fine. There's a bit of barrel distortion, but that's easily fixable. I'm not sure that's something you'd be too worried with this lens. Vignetting, present, wide open. Fringing and flaring, both very flawed. Now, bokeh, it's a tricky one to call. It's a very personal, subjective thing, especially with this lens. Yes, it's imperfect. I kind of like it, especially the textured areas. Specular highlights, yeah, a bit more tricky. They do get worse wide open. Some will be hating what they're seeing. Some will be like, cool, it's a cheap lens, I'll go with it. But yeah, now is it too cheap? We'll talk about that next. While putting this video together, I started having a lot of issues testing the lens in the field on the T4, and at the point of recording I haven't received a suitable firmware update to fix it. Actually, I did get one and it is available on the website if you look, but I could not get it onto the lens. It was just too big to transfer. There were some issues in communication with 7Artisans, but in the end they say they're working on it, so I'm waiting. I'm also waiting for one for the 27mm, which doesn't work at all on my T4, so I might have to finish that on the T3 if the firmware doesn't come soon. And that's my main bugbear. The lens isn't strictly compatible with the T4 and the S10, and yes, it's there in the small print now, but it's a real shame considering the target market for these lenses is really the cheaper, lower end models from Fujifilm. But yeah, you'd hope that a company like 7Artisans, who have put out a lot of very, very good lenses, you'd hope they'd have sorted it out pre-launch, but there you go, a bit of a hiccup. We all make mistakes. Now, as long as they don't go the route of other companies who just pretty much only send lenses to channels that will just big them up, sing their praises, not mention anything negative, as long as they don't do that, it's happening a lot now. Yeah, the future is bright for 7Artisans. Let's see how that goes. Maybe they're all up to it. But yeah, at £159, I think this is a decent lens. Nothing special. Faces some serious competition from other brands that don't like negative comments. So I think this is where it's over to you. Let us know which of these 35mm autofocus lenses at the lower end of the market is the one. I've got an idea. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments and I'll see you there.